I'm always happy to have a full podium of colleagues and a bipartisan effort as we have here today and others who will join us. I want to start by thanking a distinguished group of my colleagues and also members of the House who join us today. I want to thank the National Association of Realtors and the National Association of Home Builders for recognizing the importance of this issue for the housing market and for endorsing the bill we are about to announce. I want to especially thank Senator Landrieu for her consistent effort in this regard, Senator Isakson, who is our lead Republican co-sponsor, Senator Merkley, who chairs the subcommittee and has had hearings on this issue that help crystallize the efforts, and all of our colleagues here who have come together in common cause. We're here to announce the introduction of the Homeowner Flood Insurance Affordability Act, a bipartisan and bicameral piece of legislation to ensure that people can afford flood insurance and stay in their homes and prevent property values from plummeting. It's fitting that today is the one-year anniversary of Superstorm Sandy striking the coast of New Jersey, New York, and 13 states along the East Coast. And on that fateful day, we were hit by one of the worst natural disasters in our nation's history, which caused billions in damage, destroyed thousands of homes, and took scores of lives. But despite the devastation, the people of New Jersey didn't give up. They began rebuilding. We showed the country that Jersey tough isn't just a slogan. But even as we slowly recover from the worst natural disaster in our state's history, there is a man-made disaster looming in the distance, jeopardizing our recovery. The combination of updated flood maps and the phase-out of premium subsidies for the National Flood Insurance Program threatens to force victims out of their homes and destroy entire communities. Many homeowners will be forced to pay premiums that are several times higher than the current rate they pay. Those who cannot afford the higher premiums will be forced to either sell or be priced out of their home. In either way, this is the one asset that most families build over a lifetime to acquire, and that would be snatched away. This, in turn, will drive down property values and local revenues at the worst possible time. I've heard from countless New Jerseyans, many have come to me in tears, who are facing this predicament. They're hardworking middle-class families who played by the rules, purchased flood insurance, and are now being priced out of the only home they've ever lived in. In order to stop this man-made disaster from even doing more damage, we are introducing bipartisan legislation to take a time out, to assess the impact these premium hikes will have on homeowners and the flood insurance program as a whole. The Homeowners Flood Insurance Affordability Act would delay flood insurance premium increases imposed in the Biggert-Waters legislation for most primary residences until FEMA completes an affordability study, which is a study that I got into the legislation when I was trying to get subsidies unsuccessfully. At least we got an affordability study to understand the consequences of affordability as it relates to future insurance costs, and to propose a regulatory framework to address the issues found in the study. Congress would then have 6 months to decide whether or not to give FEMA the authority to propose and implement regulations in accordance with the framework. If Congress grants FEMA the authority, the moratorium would continue to take effect until the affordability regulations are finalized. For any property sales that occur during this period, the home buyer would continue to receive the same treatment as the previous owner of the property, unless they triggered some other provision of Biggert-Waters not covered by our bill. For prospective home buyers, the certainty that they will not see their rates dramatically increase simply because they purchase a home is critically important to maintaining property values. Also, this legislation would allow qualifying homeowners to be reimbursed for successful appeals of erroneous flood map determinations. And I know that from our New Jersey experience. We looked at the original flood maps that came out, and we said this cannot be. In working with communities and bringing it back to FEMA, we had nearly, in a whole host of our counties, nearly anywhere between a 50 and 80% reduction of the most dramatic zones that would have meant incredible cost to homeowners. It would give communities fair credit for locally funded flood protection systems. It would continue the fair treatment afforded to communities with flood-proof basement exemptions. And it would provide for a FEMA ombudsman to advocate for and provide information to policyholders. We all remember the devastation that happened in New Jersey and along the East Coast a year ago today, and the way the country came together to help the victims. Well, it's been almost a year and the work is far from over. We still have too many people out of their homes and too many people who are afraid of losing their homes. We've suffered from a natural disaster. We need not create a man-made one for individuals who are already facing what I call that triple whammy. The natural disaster that took place, the costs of restoring their homes and mitigating it to new standards, and then flood insurance costs that are simply unaffordable. And what we do through this process is, I think, going to be fiscally responsible as well as responsible to the property owners in question. We've worked together, all of the members here, to come to common cause and common agreement. And that is, I think, an auspicious beginning for what I hope to be a successful effort on the Senate floor and in the House of Representatives.